An Introduction to Performance Assessments and Educator Preparation. As a state-approved and nationally accredited educator preparation program, Shepherd University is required to ensure that all teacher candidates have demonstrated certain knowledge and skills important to effective teaching. Your required coursework is designed to provide a variety of experiences that will ensure that you are prepared to ultimately demonstrate this knowledge and these skills during your final semester's culminating experience in a public school classroom, where you will be assessed using the Student Teaching Observation Tool, commonly referred to as the STOT, and the EDTPA. What is performance assessment? Both the STOT and EDTPA are considered performance assessments. That is, assessments of your ability to perform the act of teaching. Consider bike riding. You can study manuals to learn the parts of a bike. You can watch YouTube videos of people riding bikes. However, assessments that have you identify bike parts or evaluate others' riding abilities will not capture your own ability to ride a bike. To learn to ride a bike, you have to actually get on and ride. To assess your ability to ride, the assessment must measure your actual bike riding performance. Likewise, learning to teach requires you to actually teach. It requires you to develop skill in designing instructional activities. It requires you to engage students in those planned activities. It requires you to monitor students' learning on a daily basis, and it requires you to make instructional decisions based on the learning your students demonstrate. At Shepherd, the STOT and the EDTPA are used to assess your performance of these important teaching skills. The Student Teaching Observation Tool, or STOT. The STOT is based on direct observation of full lessons that you plan and teach. As indicated here, you will be expected to plan, teach, assess, and analyze student learning, and your performance of these skills will be evaluated by your university supervisor and your cooperating teacher. Just as a bike rider may first learn to ride a bike with someone running alongside them and gradually pick up speed and independence, during your initial field experiences, you will have a lot of help and support in this process. However, by your final semester, you will be expected to demonstrate proficiency in all 10 of the INTAS standards rated by the STOT in order to graduate. EDTPA. The EDTPA takes a different approach to assessing your teaching performance. Rather than sending someone into a classroom to observe you, you create and submit a portfolio of files based on a sample of 3 to 5 consecutive lessons. A handbook of more than 50 pages will give you specific directions about what each file must contain and how the files will be used for evaluating your performance on specific teaching elements. In addition to this handbook, you will enroll in Education 461 entitled Student Teaching Seminar. This class devotes the first 7 weeks of the semester to supporting you in the development of an EDTPA portfolio that maximizes your ability to plan, teach, and assess student learning. This is a big project, but by the time you get to the final semester, you will be well prepared to succeed. To graduate, you must achieve a passing score on your EDTPA portfolio, which is evaluated by trained individuals at Pearson. EDTPA Task 1, Planning. The EDTPA is broken into sections referred to as tasks. In Task 1, you will be focusing on the planning process. As you take future education classes, you will learn how to access your content standards, develop specific measurable daily learning objectives, and create learning activities that address the range of learning needs of your students. You will learn to incorporate content-specific characteristics of quality instruction in your lessons. For example, quality math instruction should address conceptual understanding, develop procedural fluency, and engage students in mathematical reasoning and/or problem solving. These characteristics apply to math lessons whether the topic of the lesson is counting to 10 or doing algebraic equations. We refer to the content-specific characteristics as the content central focus, and you gain a deep understanding of how your content central focus applies to the topics you may find yourself teaching in your content-specific methods classes. For a sneak peek, check out the list at the end of this presentation. You will also learn how to design daily assessments that provide you with a profile of student learning, strength, and needs. Careful quality planning in Task 1 will set you up for success in Task 2 and 3. EDTPA Task 2, Implementation of Planned Lessons. Task 2 is where you show the skills that cannot be captured in written documents. You will be videotaping yourself teaching the lesson submitted in Task 1. The actual teaching and videotaping requires the least amount of time, but generally creates the most stress for teacher candidates. Start now to become comfortable with videotaping yourself. Practice moving video files from your device to a computer. Learn how to use free video editing software to cut lengthy footage into shorter segments. Learn how to insert captions. Learn how to compress files. Being comfortable with these technological skills will allow you to focus on the most important thing, the way you engage students in learning. That's what good teaching is and what a performance assessment is evaluating. EDTPA Task 3, Assessment. During Task 2, you will administer daily assessments, a process of capturing evidence of what your students have learned as a result of the instructional activities they engaged in. In Task 3, you will do a deep dive analysis of one of these assessments by creating a data display that shows the learning profile of each student and use 3 students' work to illustrate learning patterns within and across the students in a class. In future courses, you will learn how to provide students with specific, actionable feedback and how to help students interpret and use that feedback to improve their learning. You will also learn about the importance of academic language to content learning, including the 4 parts of academic language. The 4 parts of academic language are language function, vocabulary, discourse, and syntax. In Task 1, your lesson plans will provide evidence that you supported academic language demands, and in Task 3, you will show that students engaged successfully in using academic language to demonstrate what they learned in the assessments. If your specialization is elementary education, you will be doing Tasks 1, 2, and 3 with literary lessons. You will then do a 4th task for math instruction that emphasizes your ability to analyze student work and design quality math instruction that addresses a demonstrated need. Pay particular attention to your math methods class, as it will be critical to preparing you for Task 4. EDTPA Task Commentaries. In addition to all the text and video files created for each task, you will also write a commentary for each task. These commentaries are a bit like essay questions on a test. However, it is important that you answer each prompt. You specifically cite examples from the submitted lesson files to provide evidence that you claim you actually have done. These prompts will require you to describe, explain, and justify your teaching in relationship to the needs of your specific students. Work very hard throughout all your college coursework to develop strong writing skills. While the EDTPA is a performance assessment, it is heavily biased in favor of those who are able to clearly articulate in writing what they did, why they did it, and support the what and the why with research and/or theory. Your preparation starts now. The EDTPA will be the largest single project you will do as an undergraduate student. By the time you are ready to submit your portfolio, you are likely to have 50 to 70 pages of written documents in addition to video clips. And it will all have to be done in the first 7 weeks of your final semester at Shepherd. While this may seem overwhelming, knowing now what you will need to do will help you. At the beginning of each class, ask yourself, what can I learn in this class that will help me succeed? Will the class teach you to logically analyze information? Will the class provide you with opportunities to improve your writing skills? Will the class give you direct experience with planning, teaching, and assessing student learning? The saying, you can't eat an elephant in one bite, applies to EDTPA. If you start now, you will find that the elephant is half eaten before you even open your EDTPA handbook of instructions during the final semester. Then, working steadily in small steps throughout these critical 7 weeks, you will succeed in getting a strong score that will let you walk across the graduation stage. We know you can do it, and the faculty at Shepherd are here to help you. Now, for the sneak peek. Find a statement related to your content area. Consider a lesson in your content area that you observed during your field observation. Can you find evidence in that lesson of these characteristics? Which characteristics require more than a single lesson to address? As you start to plan your own lessons, you will be the one making sure that lessons you design have the critical features of quality content instruction for your specialization. While your advisors and professors will be assisting you over the coming semesters in developing the knowledge and skill necessary to succeed on the EDTPA, if you just can't wait, we would encourage you to spend more time on the web researching this assessment. You will be surprised at how many states have adopted it and how well it aligns with National Teacher Board certification, something you will want to consider after you have become a more experienced teacher to gain Master Teacher status.